Hi, I'm Connie Coleman with Connie's Creations, representing a maker studio, and this is my granddaughter, Yamari.
Hi.
And we're here today to show you all of the items that you could use to make your happy Thanksgiving dinner happier and put a really personal touch on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you the etching cream, and we're going to etch a word. It's called these are stencils, and they're mesh, kind of like a silk screening process. So I'm going to put it on a glass, and then I'm going to put etching cream on it. And it takes about 5 minutes to be etched in the glass. And in the meantime, Yamari is going to take a charger, and she is going to take a stencil that says thankful, grateful, and blessed on a charger. And she's going to be painting that with a little scraper. Very little paint you need. Very little paint. And, so you take a little brush with the etching cream, and you want to put a good amount on it because you want to get through to the glass. You kind of have to agitate a little bit, kind of heat it up. Be very careful not to touch any other part of the glass, only where your stenciling is. The gray part, which is your mesh. And I love words, and a maker studio has all kinds of stencils with so many words, and they have actually one stencil that has nothing but words, encouraging words. You can buy those and put them on anything that's glass, or you can put them on a mirror. I love to do that. Or you can put it on coffee cups, glass coffee cups, or plates, platters. There's a number of things, and once you start doing it, you start thinking of all kinds of other things to do. So I want to put this on pretty generously, and I'm going to let it kind of sit there. You have to agitate it. There's kind of like little granulars in there that kind of eats at the glass. So I'm going to let it sit there for a little while, and the next thing we're going to do is we are going to gild some gold on a little vase that you can put flowers in or candies in. So we have gilding size, and that is a liquid form that you put on to the surface that you want to gild. And today we're going to use gold leaf, and I'm going to just put it all around the top. I'm using a very small brush, and if you get off the top of it, the rim of it, it's fine. It's pretty. Gold is pretty, and you're going to be, for decoration. So you want to get it on there. You have to let it dry a good 5 minutes, or what they call let it come to tack, which means you take your ring finger, it's your lightest finger on your hand, and you just feel it, tap it, and if it's tacky, then it's ready for the gold leaf. If you put the gold leaf on here while it's still wet, it won't adhere, and it won't be beautiful. So just take your time, be patient, but watch it, because if, this sits on here too long, then you'll have to start over and get your size back on. It's called gilding size, and that is on the Maker Studio website. So again, I'm going to let that sit on the side, let that dry about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to work. Beautiful, Yamari. So that's the charger, and we have glass plates. So what I'm going to do is on the back of the glass plate, what I took was ceramic paints. We keep them, they're in tubes. They last a long time because, again, like I said, you need very little, very, very little paint. So I put a little bit in here with just a little bit of water, and you just need a little bit of paint because we're making this watercolor now. So that's really fun. So the ceramic paint, you let dry on your glass surface for 24 hours, and then you don't have to do anything else. The paint is set in it. You cannot put it in the dishwasher. I believe you can put it in the microwave. It is food safe. The dishwasher, did I say you can put it in the dishwasher?
Yes.
You cannot put it in the dishwasher, I'm so sorry. You can put it in the microwave, but not the dishwasher. So I'm just going to go around the plate here just with some green marks. And I'm going to make some orange marks because I'm going to leave the middle of the plate open because I'm going to lay it on top of Yamari's charger. And what's fun is that a week before Thanksgiving or 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, you can have your grandkids or your kids come over, or the neighborhood kids come over, and you all can sit around and get your Thanksgiving plates and everything decorated. And it just really makes it fun because that means you put a personal touch to it. And when everyone comes in, you're just so proud of your whole beautiful table. And these glass plates you can get at the dollar store for the Dollar Tree for $1. So it's not going to cost that much. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a platter that says always grateful with a pumpkin. And again, I'm going to use our ceramic paint. And I'm going to use some green and some orange. And you can use a platter, obviously, for anything, just for some biscuits, some pieces of pie, some cookies, whatever you want to serve. And of course, the Thanksgiving meal is plenty. So there's plenty to choose from of what you want to put on your platter. So you simply pull it off of there. Now these stencils can last a very long time if you really take care of them. So you want to paint somewhat quickly because you don't want the paint to, and you can pull them off easily too, like I just need to do. You don't want to keep the paint on there long because it will dry in the mesh and then you will not be able to get it out. But as far as the the care for the stencils, you pull them off of your surface that you just painted on, run it under some water, or like here, because we're sitting in front of the video, we have a bucket of water. So we're going to place all of these stencils when we're through with them and make sure that they're moist, stay moist until we're ready to actually clean them. Then you just turn them upside down, the sticky part up because they are sticky on the back. Very nice. So that's the dessert plate for our table. And I'm going to do this platter real quick. And again, you don't need much paint. So I'm going to do the pumpkin and orange. And you can mix colors. You can make an ombre effect if you'd like. For the purpose of time, I'm just going to kind of do this quickly because we wanted to show you as much as we could to make your table beautiful. Now, there's so many other ideas. You could take a runner and you could give everybody a little stencil and have everybody, pick a stencil, and that'll be their message on the runner. And, kids, they always have the kids' table at Thanksgiving. They would love to look and see that the runner, something that they did for art. And you can get runners even at the Dollar Tree. It doesn't have to be expensive, but when it's personal like that, it makes your Thanksgiving even sweeter. So you don't need much paint whatsoever. And you want to make sure not put much on there. So you really want to scrape it. And when you see the mesh through, your color, then you know that you've got all the coverage on there. And I wanted to also show you, maybe you can explain the bucket. Oh, she's going to add a little extra watercolor on hers. And I wanted you to really see, I wanted my granddaughter to be a part of this because her and I craft a lot together. And I wanted you to see that you can always have kids help you. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, creating art is just creating. And so it's your creation. So it's whatever you want it to be. So however it is and however it turns out, you say, that's how I planned it. Because nothing or nobody is perfect. The other thing I'm going to do after the platter here is I'm going to paint a napkin. And I love words. And so let me peel this off. So you peel this off right away. Be careful it doesn't stick to the sticker. And there's your beautiful platter. And again, you let it dry 24 hours. And, oops, this is spilling out. Always make sure you put your cover back on. And let's see, let's check the glass for the etching. I love words, that's what I was just beginning to say. Again, you can get these at the dollar store. Now, initially when you take it off, it looks very, very white. But I need a rag. You need to wash off your stencil quickly. And I am going to wipe this off. And when you wipe this off, you know, the etching that's left, etching cream that's left, it spray a little bit. It looks like it disappeared. And it did. It's just that it's wet. So it comes back when it dries. But how fun would it be? Again, these are glasses you can get at the Everything's a Dollar store. So make everyone a glass with a special word and let them take it home and have some memories from their Thanksgiving meal, you know, with grandma and grandpa and aunts and uncles and cousins. So there you have your glass. Now I made a stem glass for our final reveal of our Thanksgiving meal. Our napkin, again, I love words. So I already have the stencil on here, and it's gratitude, of course, because Thanksgiving is full of gratitude and Thanksgiving, right? So when people sit down, you know, people see words. I might have enough green on here to use this. When they see words, you know, they feel it. So when they see the word gratitude, it makes them think what they're grateful for. So I love that. And then Yamari, I think, is going to explain what we thought about with this bucket.
So this is our bucket. It explains like a bucket list. So at Thanksgiving, you could go around the table and some part of your dinner, and everybody writes down a part of their bucket list. They put it in here, and you hand it around the table, and that person has to try to guess whose bucket list this is. So it's just a fun game that we thought of for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Sometimes, you know, you already have traditions. Can you put that in the water for me, honey? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you already have traditions, but sometimes you can make up new traditions. So how fun would that be for everybody? We have here, we took stencils earlier because of time. We put a heart up here, and it says bucket list. And so when everyone sits down at their table, have a piece of paper and ask everyone to be quiet and not to share what their bucket list is, but just to simply write it down, put it in the bucket, and maybe during dessert time, pass the bucket around, everybody pick one out, and then everybody guess whose bucket list it is. So I wanted to also, gratitude. So there's your napkin.
And there's your tiny dessert plate.
And there's her dessert. And again, she did this with just regular paint, but this is the water paint. Again, you need very little ceramic paint. And add more water. You have more water than paint. You really just need very little because you're just making it watercolor. And that's what's so great about these paints. It can be so versatile. So there's the bucket list. We have our platter. Okay, now we're going to get back to the gilding. So you can put flowers in this. You can, in gilding, you have to be really careful because it gets on everything. And I need a dry brush. And so I gilded the top. So I'm just going to lay this on top. I need a dry brush. And I'm going to pull it off. And it sticks to your fingers and everything else. And don't have a fan or anything blowing because it will go everywhere. So I'm going to actually, oh, that's still a little bit wet down there. So I'm going to start laying this up there and down. And usually you could take another sheet, but I don't like to waste. So I know it sticks to my fingers, but I think I have enough to spread it around. And this is not normally how I would do it, but I am trying to be mindful of the time. So I'm just trying to use all that I have. And I see it's a little wet on that side, so I'm going to leave that side alone because we have a final product to show you on everything. So basically then you take your brush after you've laid it down You have to, make sure that you rub it down, or what we call burnish. And if you see you missed a place, just lay it back down on there. Pick it up, lay it back down where you see maybe it missed. And then once you get it all cleaned off, so you take a brush, and then you would just basically brush it off. And the gilding, we have silver and copper. The copper is beautiful. And we have plated silver and gold, and you have to get the gilding size when you order this. Now this again does not go in the dishwasher, and you will have to, you do the same thing on the bottom, and this is not a very good job right now, but like I said, we have a final product. I didn't let it dry enough. I put too much on. But anyway, this is the glass, the vase, and we put flowers in it, and we beautified our table. And Yamari is going to take the camera, so it's going to have some movement, and show you the final product with our bucket list on the table. And I just want to encourage you all to enjoy your Thanksgiving, spend time with each other, and share all you can share.
So this is the whole Thanksgiving set together. Happy Thanksgiving!